Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started, good luck. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about AWS Health events? AWS Health, AWS Systems Manager, AWS Cloud Map, AWS X-Ray. AWS Health can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS about AWS Health events, such as service issues or planned maintenance, keeping you informed about AWS Service Health. What is the purpose of the subject field in an Amazon SNS email notification? To set the priority of the email. To provide a concise summary of the message in the email subject line. To indicate the email's category. To specify the sender's email address. In an Amazon SNS email notification, the subject field is used to provide a concise summary of the message in the email's subject line, helping recipients quickly understand the content. Which AWS service can Amazon SNS directly integrate with to trigger notifications based on CloudWatch alarms? Amazon CloudWatch, Amazon SQS, Amazon Kinesis, AWS Lambda. Amazon SNS can directly integrate with Amazon CloudWatch to send notifications when specific alarms are triggered, enabling real-time monitoring and alerting. What is the purpose of the Set Subscription Attributes API call in Amazon SNS? To create a new subscription. To list subscription attributes. To modify the attributes of an existing subscription. To delete a subscription. The Set Subscription Attributes API call in Amazon SNS is used to modify the attributes of an existing subscription, such as updating its filter policy or raw message delivery settings. What is the purpose of server-side encryption in Amazon SNS? To secure SNS access keys. To secure SNS API endpoints. To encrypt message attributes. To encrypt message content at rest in SNS. Server-side encryption in Amazon SNS is used to encrypt message content at rest within the SNS service, providing an additional layer of data protection. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about AWS Control Tower drift events? AWS Service Catalog, AWS Control Tower, AWS Config, AWS Organizations. AWS Control Tower can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when it detects drift events, where resources deviate from the established guardrails. What is the purpose of the dead letter queue feature in Amazon SNS? To capture messages that fail to be delivered to subscribers. To queue messages before sending. To hold high-priority messages. To store expired messages. The dead letter queue feature in Amazon SNS captures messages that fail to be delivered to subscribers, allowing you to troubleshoot and potentially resend these messages. What is the primary benefit of using Amazon SNS with AWS Lambda? Allows message batching. Enables serverless event-driven architectures. Provides message compression. Offers message translation. Using Amazon SNS with AWS Lambda enables serverless event-driven architectures, where Lambda functions are triggered by SNS messages without managing infrastructure. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about AWS cost anomalies? AWS budgets. AWS cost and usage report. AWS pricing calculator. AWS cost explorer. AWS Cost Explorer can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when it detects cost anomalies, helping you manage and optimize your AWS spending. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about DynamoDB table changes? Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DocumentDB. Amazon Neptune. Amazon QLDB. Amazon DynamoDB can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when changes occur in a table, such as when items are added, updated, or deleted. What is the purpose of the topic attribute in Amazon SNS? To define topic region. To uniquely identify an SNS topic. To set topic encryption. To specify topic quota. The topic attribute in Amazon SNS is used to uniquely identify an SNS topic across all of AWS, following the Amazon resource name format. What is the purpose of the effective delivery policy attribute in Amazon SNS? To specify retry attempts. To define message retention period. To provide the merged delivery policy applied to a subscription. To set message delivery speed. The effective delivery policy attribute in Amazon SNS provides the merged delivery policy applied to a subscription, combining the topics policy with any subscription overrides. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about completed AWS step functions executions? AWS batch. AWS step functions. AWS glue. Amazon SWF. AWS step functions can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when a state machine execution completes, providing updates on complex workflow statuses. Which protocol does Amazon SNS not support for sending notifications? SMS. HTTP/HTTPS. FTP. Email. Amazon SNS supports various protocols for sending notifications, including SMS, HTTP/HTTPS, and email, but does not support FTP as it is primarily a file transfer protocol, not a messaging one. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about detected container vulnerabilities? AWS App Runner. Amazon ECS. Amazon ECR. Amazon Light Sail. Amazon ECR can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when it detects vulnerabilities in your container images. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about exposed S3 buckets? AWS Trusted Advisor. AWS IAM Access Analyzer. AWS Firewall Manager. Amazon S3. AWS Trusted Advisor can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when it detects exposed S3 buckets, helping you maintain secure bucket configurations. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about AWS resource configuration changes? AWS Service Catalog, AWS CloudFormation, AWS Config, AWS OpsWorks. AWS Config can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when it detects changes in AWS resource configurations, helping you maintain desired settings. In Amazon SNS, what is a topic used for? To specify the region where messages are stored. To group multiple endpoints that you want to receive the same message. To define the content of the message being sent. To set the priority level of messages. In Amazon SNS, a topic is used to group multiple endpoints that should receive the same message, allowing efficient message distribution. What is the purpose of the retry policy attribute in Amazon SNS? To specify message priority. To define how SNS retries message delivery after a failure. To set message retention period. To indicate encryption status. The retry policy attribute in Amazon SNS defines how the service retries message delivery after a failure, including settings like maximum receive count and visibility timeout. What is the purpose of the Create Platform Endpoint API call in Amazon SNS? To create an endpoint for a mobile app on a supported push notification service. To set up an email endpoint. To create an HTTP endpoint. To establish an SMS endpoint. The Create Platform Endpoint API call in Amazon SNS is used to create an endpoint for a mobile app installation on a supported push notification service, like Apple's APNs or Google's FCM. Which encryption method does Amazon SNS use to protect messages in transit? AES 256. SSL/TLS, RSA, DES. Amazon SNS uses SSL/TLS encryption to protect messages in transit, ensuring secure communication between the service and its subscribers. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about completed step functions map state executions? AWS Batch, Amazon SWF, AWS Glue, AWS Step Functions. AWS Step Functions can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when a map state execution completes, providing updates on the status of dynamically scaled parallel workloads. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to send notifications about changes in AWS resources? AWS Config, AWS CloudTrail, AWS OpsWorks, AWS Systems Manager. AWS CloudTrail can be configured to send notifications through Amazon SNS when specific API activities occur, alerting you about changes in AWS resources. What is the purpose of the application ARN parameter in the Amazon SNS Create Platform Application API? To create a platform application for mobile push notifications. To define an email application. To establish an HTTP application. To set up an SMS application. The application ARN parameter in the Amazon SNS Create Platform Application API is used to create a platform application for mobile push notifications, which manages credentials for services like APNs or FCM. Which AWS service can you use with Amazon SNS to store messages durably for later processing? Amazon EFS, Amazon S3, Amazon SQS, Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon SQS can be used with SNS in a fan-out pattern, where SNS sends messages to SQS queues for durable storage and later processing. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.